somebody who misses that shot. He's going to go down into the 2-on-3 we go, and now things get a little bit more interesting. Shoxy on this flank in through main can do so much damage right now. Everyone's stacked up within the site, and Molotov going to burn out this boost as both the players tag down low, but Shox can't capitalize. Instead, his body to step up, and Captain Mo trade things out, and that is going to be tyloo in with a 4. Within the site, and Molotov going to burn out this boost.
This is what we're talking about, mate. This is what we said. There's always that potential for upset for tyloo. It's happening. We're early days, but still 4-1 in. G2 getting hard reset after their first buy when they just had pistols coming into this round. tyloo with plenty of money to buy up as well, and stuff to fall back on if needed. Not a huge amount of cash, but it's enough to get the job done. As G2, they can't even invest a penny. They've just got full default pistols here, no utility. This is the kind of round where I like to see a flashbang brought up. A bit of an aggressive style push up on the CT side, but it's not going to come on through. Not a huge amount of cash, but tyloo take down the control. Vincent opening up, and BK gets dropped. tyloo, they can just burst into the B side. This is a communication issue we're talking about. Just for a team flash, team checkers where Vincent has already taken control. This is hopefully not going to come back to haunt tyloo, but it doesn't seem to be doing so in this round. A clean sweep is on the cards. Only one player left on the site, but they have it spotted. This is communication issue we're talking about. Just for a team flash, team checkers where Vincent has already taken control. This is hopefully not going to come back to haunt tyloo, but it doesn't seem to be doing so in this round. A clean sweep either way. Still able to reinvest. Utility is going to be held back a little bit. We don't have a kit coming in as well. MBK has cash for it. Hopefully he'll be able to buy it up because he doesn't seem to have gone for it just yet. No, focusing on the nades there. That seemed like he almost asked his team to come in with a bit of an idea because he didn't buy up any kit. The CT side. Oh, that just seems weird here. tyloo have been pretty effective at getting onto these sites so far, so to see no kit for the CT side is a bit of an issue, but that's even worse. Body running into main, flashed out, and HZ opening up.
Man advantage gathered early on here for tyloo. They slowed right down though since picking that one up, and as they do so, now going to look to push up Shoxy in towards A main. Spots that no one's here. Actually, going to be boosting a player up in mid. tyloo changing their sights. With the wind in their sails, now look to try and seize control of mid. 2 players boosted up. Kenny rotating on in. He could be the player to put a stop to this madness, but no, smoked off, has to fall back, and that's mid control. Now handed over to tyloo. Apex is still here, going to make things a bit tricky. Doesn't let them have mid for free. So he does get that trade better late than never onto HZ, and now tyloo looking to try and change their mind. Back out towards A. Shoxy pushed up here. We're going to fall to Mo on the AK. And as they drop him out, looks like they're just going to try and go fast out towards A, which is the right call to make. No one within the site. Apex rotating up highway. He could be the difference maker. Has to try and find this first. But Mo, even though he's tagged low, just tapping on heads for days. Gets himself a second. Bomb plot going to be coming on in, and now it'll fall into MBK and Kenny.
Yeah, and somebody not even taking the fight, going to fall back as well, not granting a pick here to G2, because if they got one, it would allow them into the site far quicker. Being said though, MBK not going to get a thing, and Kenny being 3 points of health, they're going to have to fall back. It will be the round going to tyloo once again, Harry. 6-1? At what point do we consider this out of control? At what point do we say that G2 are starting to let it slip?
Kenny trying to hold on to the AWP. Oh, there you go, down goes somebody. Still got the AWP in hand. He's looking fantastic. I know where it is, but they're too far away. I don't want to risk throwing any more weapons the way of Kenny S. AK picked up for MBK. tyloo, though, and with another round on the board. They're on 6 right now, and G2 once again with no money in those bank accounts. Leaves them in a bit of an awkward situation. Pause called in. And this is where things get a little bit tricky if you are G2. Currently, they reside 5 rounds behind. And they are going to be taking that tack pause.
I think at this point they are having issues with economy, right? Because tyloo just seems to be shutting them down on every single buy. It's not even resets coming in. It's just straight up dominance. This is similar to how we saw Space Soldiers compete against SK. But again, you can't get too ahead of yourself, right? Because tyloo may have this great T side. They may end up 12-3 like Space Soldiers. But we look at that previous map, and as soon as G2 switch over to their T side, if they get enough rounds to fall back on it, we could realistically see something strong for G2. We could see tyloo have that issue with CT communication that we do see. Because while we talk about that T-side prominence, especially the ability to be able to win these aim battles. You know, look at Bintet and Mo to be able to do this. When you switch over to that CT side, it's obviously a lot about aim battles, but a lot about communication as well, about working out what you want to do as a team. So moving over to that side and trying to, you know, adjust rotations and retaking and trying to communicate with flashbangs, etc. It's very, very hard to get the job done here for the side of tyloo when they move over to CT.
That is very true, but right now the ball is in G2's court to try and keep themselves in this. Of course, they are going to face issues on that CT side when you look over at tyloo, but G2, that's all well and good, but first they have to get CT side rounds of their own. It's going to be the case that they've got the two Catalyst rifles, the AWP up on Kenny, MBK in with the AK, and it looks like tyloo are thinking about hitting this A-bomb site. They've got two players over in Squeaky, two waiting outside of A with the player boosted up mid. They're going to flash on through. They spot the player out in the corner. It's dead, but Body's got walking straight past Mo. He's able to get himself one, but Shoxy trades it back. Players coming on in to try and keep this in the advantage of tyloo. Fully blind, DD trying to find them, and they just walk into his bullets. Apex deciding life is too much to bear, goes down in the crossfire. MBK with his rifle peeks on out in mid and drops somebody. And now it's Kenny and MBK, 2v2. Double D and Bintet still alive and kicking. They've got themselves the bomb. They've got 40 seconds left to play with. Only one Molotov, which is less utility than G2. They've got themselves a smoke and two flashes. The tricky part is there's that player still stuck over in Squeaky.
See, that's the thing, they have no utility to make a fake play, and with no time as well, they've got to just both commit towards a site. It will be A, G2 going to decide to split up, and Kenny doing the perfect play. I was about to say this, I hope he goes in for the retake, because if they're moving one player towards B, Kenny can't afford to go down in the site without a pick. Now he's in a position where he can even drop the bomb realistically if he hits a shot, and he won't. Just missing the tip of Bintet as he makes his way towards a site. The plant is going to come through, and Kenny can't stop it. That's so unfortunate, but at least they can 2-on-2 retake. MBK and Kenny S coming back in, pushing him from separate positions, and still the AWP is going to be a difficult one, but if you want any AWP on your team, it's going to be Kenny here, pushing in towards quad. tyloo not peeking, and that's a safe way to play. There's no reason to play over-aggressive as a T-side. The flash will come through, MBK takes one, but DD will trade, and now it's all on Kenny. Running towards the site, but DD overfacing it, somehow works out, and he will take the kill and the round, but what a risky move from DD.
Yeah, the savior of that round gets himself a 4K and keeps tyloo in this. Look at this, right? There's a man, can't even see, but he still makes it work. He's fully flashed at this point, and he's still cutting down G2 like it's nothing. And this is one of the top 5 teams in the world. It is going to be tyloo in with his 7th.
Okay.
Kenny, hello?
Couple of PC issues, I can imagine. Hopefully, if anything's going to happen...
No, he's not good. Yeah. He's fine. He's just going along.
Having a drink.
And looks like they're boosting a player up in mid, trying to spot this out. HZ is the man up in A main. Been allowed to get 2 players out in middle though, and with the double up set up, this lax mid control is very interesting. Apex going to go down. The man advantage grabbed for tyloo. Shoxy and MBK have to go ahead and take 2 in return. In the B bomb site, he's going to be tagged, but he's still fighting for his life. Shox finally goes down as Bintet gets himself 2 in return, and suddenly we're into a 1-on-2. He's got a minute left to play with, so much time, and now he's going to fall back.
They think he's committing to B. They don't know yet that he's actually rotating all the way around through T-spawn. He's done this so fast that MBK is still in position. Now they're going to start to realize this is a possibility. MBK sits in middle, and they're just going to play the B site. Typically, if you're the CTs in this situation, you commit to the site you're on because you don't want to get caught out rotating if Bintet is pushed through. He'll go for the bomb plant safely, and then we'll see 2v1 as they push towards the site. He makes his way there. He knows it's clear. Open plant will come through. This is good because he can hold this from pretty much anywhere on the site. Goes and opens a squeaky door, but he won't commit to pushing in through it. He goes back towards main. I like this position. This is a bit of an off angle. G2 still have 2 players.
Yeah, he's just going to be holding it. Bintet playing it very, very cautiously. Playing up on the boost. Opened up Squeaky to try and build the illusion that that's where he is. And now both players on the site running that clock down low. Bintet in with the peak. Both players on the site. Defuse going to be coming on in, but around the corner, and Kenny finishes him off. Defuse to come in for G2, and there's just enough time left for them to get it.
But why is my question? Why did he go for that initial peek? He had the sight, they weren't tapping the bomb, they weren't committing to it. He could have just sat there and waited, and then suddenly he goes for the peek and they win it by a millisecond. Bintech could have won that round so easily. It's just it's the over-aggression that we see on tyloo. Time and time again, they take fights they just really don't need to take, and this is going to come back to haunt them eventually. G2 get themselves another round on the board that was a clutchable situation for Bintech, but at least he got it close. At least he took money off of the side of G2, because that's what's important. They're not going to be able to build up a bank to play with on the CT side. And tyloo, they're only going to need a couple of rounds, or just this round in and of itself, to get that hard reset and to crush the French economy. This is something tyloo have been very, very good at doing so far. The CT cash before it comes back to bite them themselves.
Over in mid, Apex peeking on out. Right now, tyloo just taking this round very, very slowly, not wanting to fall prey to any early aggression coming in from G2, waiting to see if it does come out so they can find that man advantage. Apex still playing solo over in mid, something which tyloo have made a prominent part of their T-side setup, flashing on